Hey, and welcome to the Big Damn Podcast, the monthly peek behind the scenes of our independent film production and distribution company, Big Damn Films. Cue music. Welcome, everyone, to the February edition of the Big Damn Podcast. I'm Michael Doherty. I get to say a new name, Logan.
You do. You do get to say a new name. Gonna update this.
I'm Michael Jane. Nice to meet you,
Jane.
I'm Michael Jane, and joining me in the co-pilot seat is Big Damn Films co-owner and man of all brilliant things, long-form running, Logan Liskova.
Today we're diving headlong into the new year and taking a closer look at some of our upcoming projects and goodies we have in store for you.
Normally, we've been running at about an hour with these things. I think this is going to be a little bit shorter because we've had a little bit of a curveball in the month of February.
We have. It has definitely not gone according to plan.
Which is like par of the course with Big Damn Films, to be completely honest. So since this is a look behind the scenes of what it takes to run a production company, full transparency, we were supposed to be already in physical distribution of a movie called Night of the Full Moon with Darkstone.
Blue Moon.
Or Night of the Blue Moon. Everybody knows John Johnson has Parkinson's, and that's caused some delays here and there. But in those delays, some opportunities have come out in the sense of we went from having one picture that we were going to be releasing to this year, we now have 4, potentially 5.
Yeah.
The Night of the Blue Moon still has some stuff that needs to get left to be filmed, and John will take care of that very soon. But John was supposed to have surgery this month of February and then had to push that back to March 27th due to some complications with the flu. And we love John and we want him to be healthy. So that also means everything kind of gets delayed another 6 to 8 weeks from where we expected it to go. The benefit is that it gives us time now to kind of shift gears and focus on Big Damn Films, which is kind of scheduled where we were going to go anyway. But as Logan and I have talked about privately, like kind of put 23 basket in Darkstone and we're picking up the pieces from there.
Yeah, and not only that, it's given us the opportunity, I think, to look at we were looking to distribute, obviously, Night of the Blue Moon is kind of the first feature, the kind of big film out the gate, make a show of it. But this pivot has also allowed us to look at a little bit of the back catalog of Darkstone Entertainment and explore some partnerships that we might not have otherwise been able to get to so early in the process. Looking forward to those because that's fun too, expanding the connections and the family a little bit sooner.
Expanding the Big Damn Darkstone universe.
You got it.
I love it. Well, let's start by talking about what's happening in March. So each episode of this is really a retrospective of the month before. So we're filming this and literally recording this the last day of February. So it is truly a time capsule of what happened in the month of February. But looking ahead, next month, we're going to be beginning things that are Big Damn Films related, which is pretty cool. So, and I'm really excited for these. And we'll talk about the first one first. So we're going to be releasing Big Damn merch. For those watching this on YouTube or wherever we put it, Big Damn hat, Big Damn shirt. If you follow me on social, you've seen us doing the Big Damn coffee mug, 20 ounces of pure caffeine. The water bottle just has a sticker on it. And for those of you that are going to be supporting the Patreon, surprise, stickers. And then the pencil holder, was this a pencil holder or a test or a cup?
It was a test aluminum pint glass, but it works better as a pencil holder.
It works better as a pencil. I don't know that we'll ever release that.
No. I could see us if we can find kind of a scale, maybe, how like when you go to Alamo, sometimes they'll have those like glass cups for like a Star Wars release or something.
Absolutely.
Just doing a limited edition, actual good glass run of like a pint glass or something as kind of maybe a feature or something at one of our releases for people who come. But
what? That sounds like a really good premiere party release.
it
Like, yeah,
doesn't it?
I like it. I like
Yeah. But no, that one will never be released, and you're welcome.
it. Well, the other thing that will never be released that is going to be a surprise to you, Logan, is my neighbor across the street. He and his son do woodworking. So I got they also do laser engraving in the wood and things of that nature.
Sure.
So I noticed that they had some baseball bats because they were doing as like a gift for their clients, like engraved baseball bats and stuff like that. I was like, is it possible to get a big damn bat? And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, it means you just take our logo and you put it on something, and Mike calls it big damn whatever it is.
Yep. Right in the Louisville Slugger area, you put the
So
yeah.
So my neighbor Bob, genuinely his real name, has been working on the prototype of the big damn baseball bat.
Nice.
So that is an exclusively Mike and Logan gift, but it will crack me up to no end. But
hope not. But yes.
Well, not physically crack us up, but it will make us laugh.
Yes, it'll be great.
So Logan, I know we're going to get hit with this. Why are we releasing merchandise before this econ stuff goes out?
Well, again, one of the things with the Zcon stuff, the merch is I think an extension of the Patreon. It's a keep the lights on kind of a thing.
Right.
It's not a crowdfunding. We're not doing that because we are not doing that until Zcon is done, and even then we'll consider if that's something that we do again.
Right.
And we really, we want to focus, I think, on we need to focus on, because of some of the pivot and some of the here's our other buzzword for 2024, flexibility we've had to endure. That this allows us to do things and to kind of put out some really just alternate paths to keep the lights on, that are in many ways kind of just set and forget once we get the designs down. So it doesn't become something that takes away from anything that we're doing. It becomes an additive, and a very low maintenance additive at that.
And the set it, forget it quote, that is accurate and apropos, because unlike the Zcon rewards where we're physically having to go out and purchase them, and we're doing the individual sizing and all of those stuffs that we have to do, those are one-off items. Those are also one-off items that are never going to be sold online, so they're specialty orders. With the big damn store that we're opening, we're using Printful, which is a New Jersey-based store, I just learned today.
Yeah.
And they actually do the printing and fulfillment. So nothing comes through Logan and I, and we will not be a bottleneck. If you go on the website and there is an order of a hat or a shirt or whatever the items that are going to be available in March, more than likely it's going to be a hat, a shirt, a hoodie, and a coffee mug. Why? Because those are the things that I use the most. But it's also the things that, besides the coffee mug, the things you could see wearing at a convention. Mm-hmm. With Printful doing the print on demand, we are never the bottleneck. So if there's a delay in printing, it's on their side. If there's an issue with a misprint, it's on their side. Our hands are out of it, and this goes back to like 2023's quote of Logan was right, because one day Big Damn Films will bring its merchandise in-house. One day we will have a team and we will be able to fulfill the orders internally. One day we'll bring those price points down so that there's a greater benefit for us and you. But for now, a company like Printful can take care of all of those needs for us. So we're very excited to do that. I'm very excited to see... I still see Broncos Redemption shirts out there in the wild.
Every now and then, yeah.
Every now, or if somebody knows I'm going to be somewhere and they'll be like, "Oh, I wore my shirt." And there's the two versions. There's the black and white version for the OG people who were there during filming, and then there's the one with the basically the DVD
front,
color. Yeah, it's the DVD color. And so that I see those out in the wild, and I'm like, I know those are our people, and it'll be nice to be able to see, like, our logo and our icon on people's clothing. Or if like they're taking pictures of their coffee mug somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. And going along too with the Patreon that we'll be releasing soon too. The people who sign up for kind of that highest tier and have that Patreon exclusive, that'll be an extra little eye catcher for us and for them at the conventions or stuff. And to know that not only is it our stuff, but it's like, oh, we know now exactly that you signed up for a tier for at least 3 months and were around and supporting us, at the beginning when we needed it. And they get that extra special recognition, appreciation right off the bat.
And as the research I've done today, we'll be able to order those things through Printful ourselves. So again,
there you go.
Those are piecemeal orders, and third-party processing is a wonderful thing. Super excited. Logan, I was just touching up some of the Big Damn Patreon video, chopping it down. Logan and I tend to get a little long-winded. And when I say Logan and I mean me, tend to get a little long-winded. And our Patreon video, it is. It was 9 minutes long, and I'm trying to get it down to 5. So that takes us through the Big Damn Film stuff, which is really exciting because then there's stuff to talk about. And part of the reason we've been so quiet as a company on social media is because we wanted to give John his space and his grace and to figure out what's going on with his health-wise. And the last thing we want to do is make an announcement that something is coming out only to retract it months later. So that's the other part of the thing that Big Damn Films is going to be doing as we go forward, is very cautious about when we say we're going to do something, that we're going to do it, that their things are going to come out on time, things are going to maintain. Personally, I'm aware that we're going to rebuilding a lot of faith and trust in people from back in 2014, and I'm totally willing and open to do that. But it's also a matter of when we're coming out with projects, to come out with projects at the time that we say that we're going to come out. I would rather them come out earlier than expected than come out late. Right. So that takes us into the films. So our first DVD Blu-ray sale is going to be the re-release of Fright Before Christmas 1. I'm very shocked that I got that right on. I so get Night of the Blue Moon.
First try, yeah.
I know, right? Pre-sales beginning around St. Patrick's Day, with 90 days after that is when fulfillment goes through. And you know who's going to be shipping those for us, Logan?
Nah, who's that?
Printful.
Printful. Amazing. Again. Love it.
Again, 2023, the year that Logan get to say I told you so. So yeah, the other nice thing is working with a company like Printful, who is in Jersey with me. We can get our orders. We order however many Blu-rays and DVDs that we need. We give them to them. They put them on a warehouse, and then they fulfill them as orders come in. And then there you go. But that will be after the pre-sale. We're also working on getting Fright 1. Fright 1 is currently available on Amazon for those that want to see it. That is good directly through John. We're going to try to get it on additional streaming services like Tubi and Freebie and other places like that. So there's more opportunities for Fright to be seen by people. Second movie.
This one is one actually I've been excited about a little bit. This kind of goes back into the back catalog of Dark Style Entertainment. And this will be the first time that Rifters will be released anywhere.
Starring?
Well, starring a couple. This is
Kurt Skarsgård.
That's right. There's a last name that I was tripping up on, but yes, Kurt Skarsgård, who was our big bad in Brown Coat's Redemption.
Rifters has the honor of doing what John says he does, which is there's a bunch of people from Brown Coat's Redemption like Kurt that you're going to see in it. It was filmed 2015 and has kind of been sitting in the back burner for John for a while.
One of the reasons it was sitting on the back burner was trying to work out the score for it. And this is one of the parts and one of the opportunities that we have because of some of the reshuffling that we've done is that we'll this film will now be being scored by Enlight Entertainment's Justin Timpane. If anybody's familiar with the Ninja's Verse series, among others, which is where I'm familiar with him from. And we've heard some snippets and samples already, and it's going to be a great score.
So there's a nice little DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia filmmaking coalition of people that know each other. Me, John, and Justin are in that group. And we kind of share and have traded actors at some point. So like Daniel Ross is originally from Ninjas vs. Monsters and Zombies and Vampires and all of those things, and has come over to be part of Zcon. And Kurt was originally part of the bad guy in Browncoats that's gone on to work in a bunch of stuff for John and has worked for Justin. So the three of us at some point need to make a movie together and just, or at least have each of us tell the same story from different perspectives, which would be a fascinating story to tell.
That really would.
So it's personally exciting for me because it kind of brings this area of filmmaking full circle, which takes us into releasing that around June. And because Rifters has kind of been out there for a while, we're going to do a straight to DVD, Blu-ray streaming release for that as well. We might do a local premiere for some of the cast and crew because this will be their chance to finally get to see the finished product. But I don't know that we're going to do like a big theatrical push for it unless through some weird kismet that there gets a lot of traction on it. And the Darkstone family and Gravers and Big Damn fans could all come together and say, we want to see this in a theater. But you have tons of times because we're not looking till, targeting June, July for releasing that.
Yeah, we definitely have the opportunity to kind of read the room there and pivot and adjust as we need.
That takes us into the movie that we were supposed to release last year, but hopefully, actually, we will be releasing it this year, Night of the Blue Moon. Again, got it right on the first try. Love it. There's just a little bit of scenes left to film with that. There's some editing to do. And then that's the big one. We're still going to give Night of the Blue Moon the big treatment and push that it deserves. That is super excited for that movie. Why? Logan and I die in it.
We do.
That excited. It's also our first foray into the Darkstone universe. And we enter in the Platinum phase. No, not the last. I think we have two more, but at the last one, I'm curious to see what we're doing. Screw it. We're just going to talk about it. Shark, You Son of a Bitch. Kind of not sure. I think that still has some scenes it left to film.
There's a few things left to film on that, and I think it's mostly editing after that.
Right. And then the one that I know that you and I are super kind of excited for is Right Before Christmas 2. Because we've got to see the first draft edit on that. And this is, and John will be the first one besides Logan and I to tell you, this is a unique opportunity where the distributor is involved very early. And we're able to help kind of be like, hey, this is some things that we see that are opportunities. And again, we want to give John his room for vision. And every note that we give him is always like, these are notes. You can tell us to fuck off all you want. And John has actually been pretty receptive and open and pretty firm where he wants to be. And I can honestly say I enjoy that collaboration with him.
Yeah. Working with him is great, and being as open as he is, and I mean, in some ways we're all, well, you guys more than me, but all of us are kind of filmmakers here in a way, and we're looking just for the best, to do the best thing, the best product, the best story, do it the best way. And when we all get in the room together, that's a nice little brain trust to bring the best out in everything that we have.
So with Fright Before Christmas 2 coming out this year, I think that'll be a Christmas time release. We'll definitely do that at the end of the year. And how big we go with that will be dependent on where we go with the movie, because it's a special film. It is, if you've seen Fright Before Christmas 1, it's a little bit of a departure, but it's definitely a Darkstone flick, and that deserves all some of its attention. We've gotten Darkstone out of the way, Logan.
We have. You know what that leaves?
That leaves Big Damn Films.
It does.
This year, and I can say this with confidence, Velma vs. The Walking Dead will be renamed Velmaverse. But we'll be getting that out. And Zcon will be filming this year. Now, I think we're a little bit behind schedule on where we wanted to be, and that's only just because of everything getting pushed and delayed, but that doesn't mean we're not filming this year. Just initially I was looking at like June, July, but I think we're realistically looking at like August, September for filming.
I mean, I think as soon as we lock the location so that we can have a schedule down, it becomes real.
And the nice thing is that this story all takes place at one location. You know, the story takes place at one location. We're not filming a full feature because we're using bits from the past that we already have. So we're filming essentially a 60-minute mini movie that all kind of takes place beginning, middle, and end at the same location. So it'll have a big entry part to the movie to get people excited in the first 5 minutes, big close, a lot of talky. I kind of like this. To me is a nice homage to the original Night of the Living Dead, to John Carpenter's The Thing, with a little bit of Kevin Smith talkie in there for fun.
Yeah, I'm excited too, because I feel like it's going to be a pivot point for us, for you especially, being able to finish it and get it done and get it out there, but for kind of us as a company as well, because it kind of it closes the door essentially on the past and leaves nothing but the future in front of us. And it's exciting to really be at a point where we can successfully, sign off kind of that period of time in all our lives and the company's history and where things have gone, and to be able to look before us and literally not feel like we still owe anybody anything, because we do very much. It's hanging over our heads like that sword of Damocles, where it's like, we know this is out there and it's got to get done. And with that done, I'm excited to feel that freedom and see that out there in the world, and just have anywhere we want to go from there open to us.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited to get back to filming. Like, I've spent the last 9 years. Jesus. Nope. Welcome to the decade, Logan. It's been 10 years since, not exactly 10 years. So it's February 2024. We stopped filming August 2014. So almost, we'll just say 9.5 years. I've spent 9.5 years helping other people. Super excited. The Tangle of Ivy, which is a short that I helped Justin and our friend Tara on. That's currently out in the film festival circuit for its 12th selection. That kind of was like, all right, I'm done. Like, it's ready to move forward. And having helped other people work on their shit, having helped other people do like good projects, bad projects, everything in between, I'm really excited to get back onto a set, because I know fundamentally I am a different storyteller, human being, and director than I was in 2014. And this story to me feels way more personal than the original script of Zcon. Like, the original script of Zcon, which needs to be made at some point, was like my fever dream of like putting all the fun stuff together of us working on Browncoats and promoting Browncoats and going to conventions. And it's crazy to think that when I wrote that script in 2012, like, podcasting was such a weird thing that people were doing. Like, that the characters in the movie were podcasting and nobody. Now it's like 2024 and you've got Joe Rogan making close to $1 billion off of a podcast. Like, and what those kids were doing in the original script, or what would be considered vlogging today on YouTube and things like that. So it's interesting to me to like make it a little bit more personal. It's a little bit more, and enclosure is the great word that you used. Like, it's the opportunity to finish it, set it down, honor all the rewards that we have owed, know that never, ever is there ever going to be a single person that's absolutely happy with everything we've done, but can't worry about that.
Yeah, no, everybody will never be happy, but you can never please everybody. So the fact that, we're doing as much as we're going to do and we're going to finish it out, and anybody who got it back then, we're going to do anything we can do to get it in their hands. I mean, you can't do any more than that. So, yeah, I mean, it's been well over a decade for me since I've been on a set.
Which was my set.
It was the proof of concept shoot, the weekend shoot for ZCon. That was the last time I did anything on a film set, except die a couple months ago in Night of the Blue Moon. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get back to it, and I think also similarly to the way John's excited about Night of the Blue Moon and being able to work with his child in the film. I look forward to bringing my kids on set and maybe seeing if they want to participate or be there with me in that. And I think that'll be a whole different level I couldn't fathom back then either.
Yeah. I still love the picture of baby Liam taking a bite out of my finger. I love it.
That was great.
We said this, I think, in the very first episode, and I know you and I have said this to other people, like having you be co-owner of Big Damn Films, of the what is Big Damn Entertainment doing business as Big Damn Films, the for-profit version of the previous iteration, isn't just an honor for me, considering like you were an extra on day one. You're a crowdfunding supporter of ZCon. You are, you were kind of the litmus test for me of like, is any of this like worth getting back into? Like if anybody has a major issue with anything, I'm going to be like, you talk to Logan, because the man has just put his like foot into this and stamp onto it big time.
Oh yeah.
Like I greatly appreciate the crowdfunding community that helped us make the movie, but like I don't see anybody else being able to have as big of a stake of ownership of what's going forward than you, as you own 50% of the company.
There you go.
So,
yeah. I am happy to talk to anybody, and look, I'm not going to make everybody happy either, and some people will never be happy, but I've done more than my fair share of crowdfunding campaigns, and I've never seen one kind of come back from the dead, pun intended, somewhat like this. So yeah, it's exciting to be a part of it, and knowing all the history and the story, and knowing you as well as I do, like it was. We'll make it right. We'll take care of it, and we'll move on, and it'll be one more story to tell in the Big Damn Films autobiography one day.
Yeah. We'll call it the Big Damn Look Back. So to kind of like close this episode, I want to do something that we haven't been able to do on the previous ones, mainly because I haven't audibly mentioned this. But I want to take a moment to thank Zachary Noah Zafer Summer, who DJ named Zafer, who is Matt in ZCon, one of the lead kids, who is the musician and composer of our intro and outro music for the podcast. It's a huge honor to have somebody like Noah to me. He will always be Noah to me. Be willing to honor, give something to Big Damn Films. And he and I are still talking about a way to make sure that he can get compensated so we can use this and he can get paid. But on that note, we're going to put the outro music here. And there you have it, the February edition of the Big Damn Podcast.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. Stay tuned for more behind-the-scenes goodness and random topic changes that we come up with on the fly in our upcoming episodes.
And as always, thank you for joining us. And until next time, keep telling your big damn stories.